I stood there in my sister Karen's sprawling backyard in suburban Denver, the late afternoon sun dipping low, casting elongated shadows across the faces of my relatives, shadows that felt like a preview of the darkness I'd been hiding for years. The air was thick with the smell of grilled burgers and cheap beer, kids screeching in the bounce house, and my family clustered around like they always did. Judging. Probing. At 37. I'd built a life as a corporate attorney in a high-stakes firm downtown, handling mergers that could make or break fortunes. But here, in this sea of tank tops and flip-flops, my tailored suit felt like armor against their casual barbs. Emily. Honey, my cousin Sarah drawled, her third pregnancy bulging under her sundress. Still no little ones? Tick-tock. Girl. You're not getting any younger. The group chuckled. That familiar pity laced with something sharper envy. Maybe. Or just the satisfaction of seeing the successful one still incomplete in their eyes. I smiled thinly, sipping my watered-down lemonade, feeling the weight of their stares. My mom, fussing over the cake table, my dad, retelling his old factory tales, Karen, 34 and always between gigs, flitting about with her husband Tom trailing like a shadow. They expected me to deflect, to make excuses. Instead, I set down my glass and said calmly, "My daughter is at home, practicing violin in our $3 million house." The laughter died like a flame snuffed out. Sarah's mouth hung open. Karen dropped a plastic fork, the clatter echoing. Mom's face twisted from shock to something calculated, quickly hidden behind a forced smile. The silence stretched, heavy and accusing, as if I'd just confessed to a crime. "Your daughter," Sarah finally stammered, her voice a mix of disbelief and intrigue. I pulled out my phone, showing the lock screen, a girl with my hazel eyes and curly brown hair, beaming with a violin tucked under her chin. "Lily. She's 7. Her teacher says she's a prodigy. Bach comes naturally to her." The yard erupted in a barrage of questions. When? How? Why hide it? Who's the dad? I answered nothing. Just held that serene smile while my pulse thrummed like a war drum inside. 7 years of secrecy, shattered in one breath at a kid's birthday bash. But watching their reactions, the hurt masking greed in Mom's eyes, Karen whispering urgently to Tom, I knew the timing was perfect. They weren't thinking about Lily, about the years they'd missed. No. Their minds were already tallying dollars, the house in Cherry Hills Village, the private school tuition, the invisible wealth they assumed was ripe for the picking. $3 million, Mom said at last, her tone honeyed but probing. In Denver? That's impressive. Dear, we should come see it. Family sticks together. After all, those words, family sticks together, hit like a gut punch. The same phrase she'd used to guilt me into $50,000 for Karen's failed boutique, or Dad's emergency home repairs that funded their Vegas trips. I nodded vaguely, backing toward the gate. Maybe. Got to get back for bedtime. As I slid into my sleek Audi, the buzz of their scheming exploded behind me. By morning, they'd have a plan. But I'd been fortifying mine for years, every loan documented, every manipulation recorded, every legal shield in place. They thought they'd found my vulnerability. In truth, I'd just exposed theirs. The calls started at dawn, my phone vibrating relentlessly as I flipped pancakes for Lily, heart-shaped, her favorite. By the time I dropped her at her elite academy, the voicemail count hit 12. Texts piling up like unpaid bills. The family chat I'd silenced ages ago overflowed with feigned concern. Emily. We need to talk about this bombshell, Mom's message cooed, laced with that faux worry she'd perfected. Raising a kid alone? I'm hurt you didn't trust us with this joy. Joy? Yesterday, I was the barren career woman they pitted at every reunion. Today, with whispers of wealth, I'd spawned a jackpot. At the office, buried in depositions, I scrolled the messages, Mom's emotional blackmail, Dad's offers of handyman help I didn't need, Karen going for the throat, nice hiding in your mansion while we scrape by. BTW. Tom's startup needs seed money. Family helps family. Right? I stifled a bitter laugh. Tom's startups flipped every few months, app development that fizzled after my $25,000 loan, then eco-friendly coffee pods that never brewed. Each ended with my wallet lighter and their apologies thinner. By midday, the script evolved. Mom called again. Didn't want to alarm you at the party. But I've got health scares, women's issues. Tests are pricey. Insurance skimps. Could be cancer. I checked her Instagram, posted hours ago, feeling fabulous. Just booked our Hawaii getaway. Aloha vibes. The lies weren't the worst, it was their clumsiness. Like they thought I was still the naive sister who'd cave. Over the next days, the pressure mounted like a storm building. Karen texted articles on single moms and kid behavior problems, adding praying emojis, worried about my niece. Aunt Linda chimed in with stats on kids needing strong male figures. Cousins I'd ghosted for years suddenly remembered we were blood. Then the veiled probes. Who's Lily's dad? Child support flowing? Need backup? The subtext screamed, how much cash? How to tap it? If anything happened to you, God forbid, Tom and I would raise Lily in a heartbeat, Karen said in one voicemail. Her voice syrupy. We should formalize that. For peace of mind. I archived every call. Every text. The breaking point hit 2 weeks later when Dad ambled into my firm's lobby unannounced, first time in a decade. He looked worn. His factory pension not cushioning the idle years. Pumpkin, he murmured. That old nickname meant to soften me. Your mom's real sick. Specialists in Cali could help, experimental stuff. 40 grand to kick off. Insurance won't touch it. The Hawaii trip? I asked softly. His face crumpled. Booked before the diagnosis. Non-refundable. Might be our last hurrah. Mom posted snorkeling pics yesterday. He squirmed. Brave front. You know her. I knew she'd fake terminal illness before admitting they wanted cash for their lavish retirement dreams. Knew she'd scripted his every word. I'll think on it, I said. The same deflection I'd used for years. But this time, it signaled the end. As he shuffled out, defeated, I decided they'd weaponized my child against me. Time to rewrite the rules. That evening, after Lily nailed her violin scales and I read her bedtime stories, I hunkered in my home office, compiling the dossier, unpaid loans tallying 6 figures, fabricated sob stories, manipulative texts. 7 years shielding her from their venom had armed me well. They saw Lily as their golden goose. Little did they know. She'd just triggered their downfall. 3 weeks post-party, I swung by Karen's for a favor, dropping off Lily's outgrown clothes. Arriving early, I caught the screen door ajar. Voices drifting out like poison gas. She's stonewalling the cash, Mom hissed. We gotta play smarter. I froze. Phone recording. Peering through the mesh, Mom. Karen. Tom huddled like plotters. Cancer bit flopped, Karen admitted. She saw through it. Your dad botched it, Mom snapped. Need leverage, the kid. Lily. Prove Emily's cracking. My heart iced over. Single mom. Secret child. Paranoid workaholic, Karen schemed. Who knows what that girl's enduring? Emergency custody filing, Mom mused. Show breakdown. Need family stability. Once we got Lily, Karen grinned. We got it all, paternity support. Insurance policies. Guilt payouts from Emily. She'd pay to keep her. Dad must be loaded, Tom speculated. That mansion. Fancy school. Bet he's a dead exec with a fat trust. Or married bigwig, Mom added. Hidden for a reason. Custody means we control the funds. I bit back rage. Retreating silently. They weren't family. They were vultures circling my child for imagined spoils. I sped to my lawyer. Elena Ramirez. Who'd handled Lily's trust since day one. She played the recording stone-faced. Conspiracy. Fraud intent. Custody extortion, she listed. Amateurs. But dangerous. We preempt. Voluntary welfare eval. Home check. Prove you're stellar. Lily's dad? Sealed tight. We strategized for hours. Fortifying against their assault. By dusk, I had armor. They craved my instability? I'd perform it. Luring them deeper into the trap. The ghost of David haunted me still, my mentor. My love. Gone too soon. I'd catch his smile in Lily's grin. Or spot a vintage Porsche and recall his garage project. Unfinished. David Ramirez, senior partner at the firm, had guided me from intern to powerhouse. Our affair stayed hushed, not scandalous. Just private. Precious. Then the leukemia hit. Aggressive. 6 months tops. He lasted 9. For you and the baby, he'd whispered in hospice. Me 4 months along. Pregnancy and diagnosis collided like cruel fate. His estate? Generous, but grounded. The house. Portfolios. Firm shares enough for Lily's security. Not extravagance. I'd never looped in family during those months. Dodging gatherings with case overload. Post-birth. I widened the gap. Protecting her from their grasp. David's legacy from their greed. Now. Midnight in my study. I reviewed Elena's files. Death cert. Will. Trusts all ironclad. My phone pinged Karen. Saw your car at that lawyer's. All good. Stalking now? I replied, updating Will. Single parenting makes you plan ahead. Let them stew. Over the week. I played fragile, shaky calls to Mom about symptoms, exhaustion and chats. Work stress slips. See a shrink, she urged. Almost sincere. I did Elena's referral. Dr. Maria Torres. Sessions logged as proof of proactive care. Karen's drop-ins intensified, in the area, she'd say. Eyeing my staged chaos, piled laundry. Open bills. She didn't spot the cams catching her rifling mail. Snapping my planner. Probing my locked study. You need family aid, she'd prod. Glancing at the bills I'd planted. Tom's sharp with money now. Could audit your stuff. Kind, I murmured. Hands trembling as I poured tea. Hard trusting since Lily's dad. I trailed. Watching her pounce. What happened to him? I turned. Shoulders sagging, cancer. Before birth. Breadcrumb truth. She'd chase obits. Donor lists futile. David's name altered post-immigration. Married, she fished. Sympathy veiling accusation. No. Complicated family disapproval. Cultural clashes. Twisted fact, his kin had balked initially but warmed. His brother still mailed Lily cards via P.O. box. Karen left buzzing. Texting wildly from her car, Cams caught it all. That night, watching Lily sleep. Her violin case by the bed. Fury morphed to resolve. They viewed her as prophet. Not the girl who feared lightning. Loved purple. Read to her teddy. Phase 1 done. I'd shown vulnerability. Now. The snare. I picked the Capitol Grill downtown for the family summit, plush booths for privacy. Steep tabs to unsettle them. Arriving early. I claimed a vantage spot. Mom breezed in punctual. Overdressed, Dad trailed awkwardly, Karen and Tom last. Eyes hungry. Thanks for coming, I quavered. Voice pitched desperate. Orders placed, they skimped despite my tab. Mom grasped my hand. Karen shared your struggles. Lily's dad. We're here. I teared up, So hard alone. Managing David's legacy. David. Karen leaped. I slipped my boss. Love of my life. Family opposed, traditional. Pregnant. Then cancer. 8 months, I sobbed. Gone before Lily knew him. Inheritance. Trusts burdening. Eyes lit, shark mode. We can help, Karen offered. Tom's finance savvy. And Lily needs stability, Mom added. I feigned hope. Really? Trustees overwhelm, fiduciary jargon. Restrictions. Restrictions. Tom sharpened. Principal locked till Lily's 21, interest only for her. Confusing statements, maybe cheating? I whispered. Need trusted eyes. Family, Mom affirmed. I spontaneously fetched planted docs from my car, altered trusts, inflated figures. Buried clause triggering audits on unauthorized access. Tom's greed showed as he scanned. Substantial. David provided, I sighed. But stress, therapist says burnout. Maybe options. Options. Karen probed. Stepping back. Temporary setups for Lily. Silence pulsed. We're here, Mom soothed. POA for finances as backup. I bit lip, big step. Costly. We'll cover, Karen insisted. Family helps. Relief flooded my act, thank God. Questions flew on assets. I confused answers. Leaving. Karen hugged. Papers soon, temporary. Driving home. I smirked, bait swallowed. They'd act on fakes. Triggering the real trap. Their haste was predatory poetry. 3 days, Tom's lawyer buddy prepped docs. Week later, summit at parents, their turf. I arrived disheveled, mismatched jewelry. Stained shirt. Wild hair. Exhausted, Mom clucked. Lily's nightmares, I lied partially, one bad dream. Tom produced folder. Temp financial POA, straightforward. I struggled reading. Legal mumbo-jumbo. We researched David. Trusts, Karen boasted. Alarm feigned. You dug into him? To protect, Mom lied. This clause full discretion? Standard, Tom assured. Medical too? Just in case. I shook, feels final. Urgency spiked. Bank flagged irregularities. Lie to panic me. Irregularities. I gasped. Representatives could fix. Lip chewed, you're right. Signed precisely per Elena, overreaching. Void against trusts. Better already, I whispered. Mom pushed guardianship. Back up. Too much today, I teared. Promises extracted for next week. I drove blocks. Called Elena. Done. They'll hit walls soon, fraud flags. Every push now fueled my file. Snoops. Lies. Plots. At home. Lily practiced arpeggios. Her focus David's echo. Mom. Recital soon. Yes. Sweetie. Not inviting them. They'd forfeited. Footage review. Karen photographing mail. Mom testing locks. Tom hacking my PC attempt. Amateurs. Karen texted, Tom banks tomorrow, excited to ease your load. Reply, thanks, can't without family. Tomorrow, he'd strut in with POA. Exit crushed by cease and desist. The collapse hit 9:17 a.m., my meeting interrupted by phone frenzy. Ignored till 10:30, 23 calls from Tom. 16 Karen. Frantic texts. What game? POA invalid, audit triggered. Waited. Called back confused, wrong. They laughed. Had letter ready, fraud threats. But you said standard. Silence. Then accusations. You said us. Help me, not fraud? Melissa online, come now. Lily's lesson. Hang up. No rush, let panic ferment. At Karen's, pacing chaos. Docs strewn. Set up. Karen spat. Eyes wide, trusted you. Cut act, Mom snarled. New POA bunk, wanted us criminals. Tears, Gavin said checked. Millions in trust, you cry protection? Truth bare. Lily's future, not yours. Voice iced, know your plans? Recordings prove. Silence. Party talk. Fake cancer. Stalking. Custody plot, all taped. Mom blanched. Spying. Protecting from vultures. Dad rose, leaving. Sit. He did. Deal. Vanish from us, or police get conspiracy. Fraud. Extortion. Bluff, Karen whimpered. Played clip, their voices scheming theft. 5 seconds. We go, Dad conceded. Done. Nodded, plus. Repay $15,000 medical loan today. Mom's check shook. Door shut, he's blood. Watch me. In car. Adrenaline ebbed. Over. Lily's photo from Nanny, violin absorbed. Homeward. Recital ahead. Life untethered from their poison. 4 months of peace, no contact. Rumors, Karen/Tom eyeing Florida escape. Parents selling house. Then. Nephew's 8th birthday invite for me and Lily. Stared at the superhero card. No note. Mom? Lily queried. Nothing. But kept it, finale needed. Party day, casual chic. Lily in butterfly tee. Gift. Lego set for nephew, kids innocent. Arrived mid-fest, yard froze. Nephew hugged, Aunt Emily. This Lily? Boys bonded instantly. Family circled wary. Didn't expect you, Mom hedged. Almost didn't. Tension Island amid joy. Sarah, where's that mansion? Lily practicing there. Smile, daily, recital soon. Mutter, must be nice. Is without lies or theft. Bomb dropped. Shame. Glares. Can't just, Karen started. Invited. Wanted Lily meet cousin, despite your destruction attempts. Dad, mistakes. No, greed-fueled cruelty. Mom teared. Sorry, saw your plenty. Our lack. Offered help, never enough. Wanted control. Watched kids laugh. Deal, sign no claim docs. Counseling. Boundaries or gone. Hope flickered. Blackmail. Boundaries. Showed David's photo. Lily's dad loved us. Provided love. Not loot. Weak to decide. Called Lily, fun? Yeah, return. Glanced family, diminished. Maybe. Car chatter, party glee. Mom texted, we'll do it all. No reply yet, trust shard sharp. Recital week, front row. Lily's Bach flawless. Applause thundered. No family, still weighing worth. Lily's grin, pure wealth. My girl, I whispered. Heart bursting. They'd mocked my empty life. Now knew, she was everything, guarded fiercely. Enough.